All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. I'm probably going to make a quick video here. It was an earthquake today here in LA, and it's kind of all I can think about. In all honesty, everyone's okay, everything is fine, but yeah, a rather strong one today. So, rather strong one today is really what Indo and HUSA HUSA did today, right? So, monster 40% jump right here. I think HUSA was around 15, give or take, but important things happened today. But as I always say, we actually still need one more candle. We need things to confirm. And look, I know that we've been over all five moving averages for a bit. We're seeing all these golden crosses happening. I'll talk about these technicals shortly, right? But I'm not seeing confirmation just yet. You know what I mean? And when I look at HUSA, it's actually just about the same chart, almost the same candles. I like that we're over the 200 moving average, and on both of them, I like that we closed over that biggest candle, which was on the 5th right here, as you can see, right? So obviously Indo closing a lot higher, but really interesting moves here. We'll talk about what I think is going to happen tomorrow as well. But before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our five moving averages. I see one right here. It looks like the next one's right here. My goodness. We have two horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I'm so grateful for it, all right? And man, Indo caught my eye this morning. Let's, give me a second. I know, let's just do it like this. Sorry, Indo. The first, like, just a little bit after I woke up, around 8, 9, 10, 11, almost 12 o'clock noon, you can see it. So around noon is where it started to go. It definitely just kept staying on that 8 moving average, and then it went right there, right? So Indo had a big day today. Really, what I liked was this point when it got over 370, you can call it. Man, that became the real hard bull to stop, really, right? I always say you want to get over the biggest candle to the left. Another really big thing. So look, what's this volume right here? This is basically let's call it 15 million. All right. Let's come into the hourly chart real quick. So in basically 3 hours, these 3 hours right here, that got more than the entire days of trading, right? Like like that's what I mean when I say volume is king. You know what I mean? And look, on the 1 hour chart, you break all five moving averages. You have a nice real healthy RSI, a real good MACD, positive green over red on both. And again, just look at that volume, right? So that's what that looks like on the hourly, and obviously it did good things on the daily, right? So it's interesting to see, and I remember I talked about this on the last video. This is a horizontal that kind of is worth mentioning, and I know I did on the last video, but it wasn't worth me drawing a line. I think the line came from the weekly, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think we took it from here. I think it was something to do with this, regardless where it came. Oh yeah, it's also almost like the 200 moving average right there. Maybe if I zoom out, I'll see it. Regardless, right? I know I talked about this. I love the fact that we close significantly higher than this whole horizontal right here, right? 75 is actually still not a crazy look. I see it going down. Don't get me wrong, I do, right? But I'll be honest with you, this still looks really good. It's a very nice MACD that's in the positive, green over red on the RSI. And again, look, 80 is where textbook RSI is a little bit too high, right? So volume is still obviously going down, right? Like this Monday pop still hasn't been beat, but I do like it going like that, right? I like that we got over at least those 2 days. Yes, we're over all five moving averages. Yes, you know I need us to confirm, right? So I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, if we can get 503, I could see 503 hitting tomorrow. I could even maybe see 550 hitting tomorrow. Um, I think this is kind of due for a cool down. I do, but in many ways, look, all that we're doing is bouncing on the eight moving average, and that's what we just did. We just came back down and we just got the good pop. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this continues to 5 or 550. I'm not sure if it'll go all the way up to this 580 line, but man, I mean, this is nice, all right? Clearly, there's a lot of disruption in the Middle East right now. Clearly, most of the oil comes from the Middle East right now, right? So, that's kind of what's going on and what's driving this thing, right? As I look in this weekly chart, okay, again, obviously today's just Monday, right? Like we still have several days to go and we'll see how it goes. But we are trying to break the 100 and make our way up to the 200. And like I just said, that's a little over this 580 line I just said I'm not sure it's going to get to, right? And again, MACD looks good. It looks like it's ready to go into the positive. RSI was just super low and it's still a very low 54, right? And look, wasn't that long ago, hey, maybe it doesn't go all the way to 80, but if it gets to 74, that's still a long ways to go from this 54, right? So this weekly isn't shaping up too badly, actually. And look, last week, the total volume was 90 million. You can see it in that second to last box down there. Volume, let's call it 91 million. We basically got a third of that today, and we still have 4 trading days left. It seems like the weekly volume is going to do really well. That actually makes me feel a little bit better about that five number that I just got. I actually think 5 or 550 is pretty realistic here. I do. I think this looks nice. If bigger news comes, about some like, Middle East wars and this and that, obviously that's only going to do more. If things cool down there, obviously that might cool it a little bit, but we've established some pretty good supports already, right? Like it actually might be pretty hard for this thing to go much lower than 409. I think I'll draw that actually since we got over it. I'm going to draw that right there. Basically, the top of this guy and the bottom of this guy, right? So it looks like a little bit of half of that guy and most of that line. So I think 408 should be a pretty good support. And realistically, in the next couple days, it seems like the 8 moving average is going to get pretty close to that 408 anyways, right? So um, I like this. I do actually. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's take a look at HUSA. And look, HUSA, and I mentioned it again this morning. Indo is moving, HUSA is following. I said it again, just again a couple hours later, Indo, and then HUSA still following, right? So, oh yeah, right there, duh. But, let's go back. Sorry. Um, but yeah, right? Like these two are going together. The one thing that's okay, there's a couple differences between the two of them, all right? And Indo, I think it's easier to like because it's over all five moving averages, right? Obviously, I talked about needing to confirm, but this one is actually over him, and it's been over him for most of the days, right? HUSA isn't there, but look at the volume before I go back to HUSA. Our biggest volume day was Monday. We're trying to get back to it, but we were happy right here from the beat of the last couple days with HUSA HUSA. Today was the biggest volume day actually, and look, to me, I like that. That's obviously lovely from there, that's obviously lovely from there, and that's a better story than that negative down that we were going, right? So I love the fact that I'm zooming out for a reason, right? But I love the fact that this is actually closed over the 200 moving average. Clearly I need more than just a single moment for that, right? But what do I say all the time, right? You break all five and you fly, and you've got a green, 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 red, red, red. It might be a nice, quick green, green, green all the way up to this 190-ish, basically $2 line, right? Like that's a good MACD, that's a good RSI, and that's actually a healthier RSI, right? The real big difference, though, let's just look at Indo one more time. 32 million shares traded as opposed to what was it, 6 million, right? So you've got about 5x the volume over there versus over here. Volume again is king, right? So a couple different ways of looking at the volume. Again, I love that today was the biggest. When you're 5x less than another one, you're gonna move a little bit less. It is what it is, right? But yeah, if we can confirm, it's gonna be hard to stop 190. No, I think we got to use this line. All right. Oh, that's what we wick today. All right, we're using this. 168. We need to close at or better than 168. That will make me believe in 193. Really, as you look at most of this chart, right, and as I zoom out, you can see it. It's a relatively fast mover, right? It is actually red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, green, green. Like there are not a lot of full horizontals. There's a little bit of like a peak thing here, maybe around two something, but man, it could be an interesting mover, especially knowing that not too long ago the RSI got to a nice little almost 80 right there, right? So, um, Husa, I think the important thing here is to watch Indo, even if you're not in Indo. I said it twice already. Nope, I did the wrong thing. Hey, look, you know what? I love it when other people share other YouTubes, right? Like I'm not here pretending I'm the smartest one. You should always get a bunch of different people's opinion. Um, I keep stressing that it's Indo that's moving and HUSA that's following. It's Indo that made me say, oh my goodness, it's HUSA that's still following. There's nothing wrong with riding the follower, right? The follower can make some nice money for sure, right? But if Indo starts to slow down, this could crash, or this could be the place that steals Indo's volume, right? So again, don't necessarily panic if Indo doesn't do well. Obviously, if Indo does well, this should continue. But if Indo doesn't, there's a clear fork in the road of follow down or steal the volume and keep going up that you should be looking for. All right. On the weekly, you can see what we're doing right now, right? We've been under the 8 moving average for a while. Not the prettiest of candles, but hey, we get over the 8 moving average on the weekly last time. We nicely gap up on this Monday and bring us over the 20, right? We wick the 50, but don't underestimate the difficulty of that 50, right? So let's see what it does. What's that line right there? 160. 160. Where's 160 at here? It's at the top of that. Yeah, look at that. That's basically these two. And then that's why I had to pick that. I like my 168 line. I think 168 is going to confirm well. 168 is also going to put us just over. Yeah, but 175 is a little bit too much. That's actually yeah. I like our lines. I like what we've said. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Hey, I hope everyone in LA is safe. Again, I'm not hearing anything was super crazy, but my goodness, what a jolt to say the least. All right. Yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow. Thank you.